Dislikes, you have to go beyond the safety bar here to slide in the bar, and then you have to lower the lift down. Now I find this harsh and unnerving when you've got a bike on top. That I do not like. There is no steady control. You can't ease that down. So pumping up again and tickling that, and then it just goes. I think that's quite dangerous. I don't like that at all. So we're going to look at modifying that. Still on this safety gear bar, there are 4 settings here. I do feel that a ratchet pull mechanism, albeit manual as it goes, would have been far better and give you more height settings. And simply lift the lever to raise the pull out of the ratchet would have been a better idea there. Appreciate it's a cost thing, but it isn't too much just to put some jaggy bits on a piece of steel. So this setup and the lowering I just do not like. The welding is Chinese production. It's not bad, it's done the job. When fully down, this is a 250 EXCF in standard trim KTM. There's no height differences. This is as it come out the factory, other than strengthening the spring a bit for my fat ass. It is a standard KTM EXCF, and it just about goes on. You have to lift slightly the back of the bike. Would have been nice to be slightly lower, but I plan on putting wheels on this with locking brakes in the future. So when I come to chop the bottom off it to make the allowance for the wheels, I'll take a little bit more than the height of the wheel. So good points. It's just brilliant quality for the money, really. I was expecting something far worse than this, and I would happily buy it again. Got little holes which are meant to be oil points. Would have been nice if they were grease points, because the oil's just going to fall out. Not that you're ever going to really use them anyway. You've got some little brackets which go on there. There's 2 settings there, and then you've got these little hooks that will hold your bike down somehow. I'm rocking this bike quite hard, and that lift is not moving. I'm quite impressed with this for the money. The drain for, again, this KTM is just there for the oil, and that lines up absolutely perfect. Loads of room. Put a little tray down there. This has had no trouble picking the bike up. I don't like the release. I don't like the safety mechanism, but it works. I've got to get the bike down from full height now, which is going to scare the pants out of me, I know. On this bike I have 20 inches 500mm underneath the rear wheel, and a similar one to the front. With the KTM and most bikes, it has got a beautiful flat arse here, so it does sit very well on this lift. The lift consists of nylon rollers as opposed to a slider. I'm not so sure that rollers are good because they wear more, whereas a sliding nylon block, yes, there's more friction, but you can get less clearance between here and here, so you don't get the shake or the lift, whereas you do get a tiny bit of lift in this one, which will only become worse as grit and dirt gets in, whereas with the blocks you can have more surface area and you can have tighter tolerances. I can see these getting changed in future when they wear for just little sliders. It says £300. There's your parts diagram. In kilos, 135. There's your little specs. So it says here the instructions don't actually relate to this. Remove the locking bar, then slowly turn the release valve. Well, it isn't a turn, it's a press on the pedal, and gently is not something this thing's capable of at the moment. That's all your little bracketry and clamps there. this is my point here, the clearance under here between the underside of that wheel is currently running about 5mm. This will only become worse, especially when the paint finish goes at the early days and then when the wheel wears. This will be quite a considerable tip if you think how much that goes up, how much your bike will tilt. So some sliders there would have been nice. So if you had sliders rather than the rollers on the Scissor, you wouldn't have that. So this is the only modification I've made. So here's the pedal, that's recessed in now. That's that there, as you see it there. So because the release plunger sticks out beyond the casing of the jack, in doing this now it will actually fit into the chamfer that I've just done, which means we can back the screw right off. Simply having it flush here, that will still contact the plunger and give us quite a sharp descent, whereas now it allows us to wind the screw out even further. The plunger actually fits into this recess and it gives us a much more controlled descent. So that is the only modification. If yours is the same as mine, I'd do, because the descent is far too excessive, especially when you're on your own and you're close to the safe working load of the lift. So to summarise, now it's been christened with oil and I've been using this for about a month now. It's really good Chinese production quality, impressed with that. It's sturdy, it's been reliable. After I've made the foot pedal modification, I'm much more happier to use it, more control over it. It's I won't bother making your own. It's made by a manufacturer, whoever that may be. You will see this same lift with many people's stickers on it in many guises, many colours, what have you. I bought this one from M&P Motorcycles on eBay. They're actually based in Swansea. I probably paid a tiny bit more from it than I could find it elsewhere, but due to previous experiences with M&P Motorcycles, I found them quite reliable, and also they use DPD as their delivery company, which in my area they are an exceptional delivery company. So yeah, I'm happy to use this. I like it. It's up to you if you want to buy it, but I'm really happy. Okay, next video is that recent purchase for the kids. They want to get into a bit of enduro like the father, and I bought them this PW80 Pee-wee, so we're going to do a little bit of a overhaul on it, see what's right, what's wrong, and return it to good, safe order for the kids to use.